Okay, we are live. It is Monday, May 3rd, and this is our how to use the law of attraction to hit EM or whatever goal you have in your life. That's what this is, 30 minutes. We're starting out with a minute of intention setting and box breath. So here we go. Okay, that was 1 minute of intention setting. So what did everybody come up with? What would you like to, what are you intending for this time together till 12:30?
I would like to feel inspired and joyful about my wine business. Just keep pouring that into it.
Good, pun intended, right? Keep pouring into
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You want to feel inspired and happy? Are those the words you said?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Does anyone else relate to that? Lynn, you're saying yes. Anyone else relate to wanting to feel inspired and happy for their wine business? Now, what about just being inspired and happy in general?
General, yes.
And then letting that pour into everything in your life. Does that work for you, Karen Roby? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what I see, so I've coached people for over 20 years and in alignment and happiness, right? So what I see again and again is people show up wanting to manifest stuff, right? Because we're human beings and that's what we want to do and that's fun. The issue is that the very basics of alignment, people are skipping over, they're not doing it. Okay, and then they're like, this doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Well, it does work and it's working all day, every day. So we're all manifesting all day, every day, okay? It's just, are we choosing intentionally what we're manifesting by keeping our vibration at a level with which it will attract what we want, right? Does any of that make sense? Or is that over your head? Should I back up? You got to tell me because I love this stuff, but I want it to be like, we got to break it down to the basics here. So alignment first about everything. So instead of like waking up in the morning and being like, okay, I need to do this, 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 and this, and I need to achieve this, this, and this, and I need to get this many orders, and I need to attract this many teammates, you're screwed. Just so you know, if you do that, just go back to bed because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay. Because you're putting the cart before the horse. That's all. It's not that your desires are bad, that your desires are awesome. But you need the foundation first. So that's what Karen Roby is talking about. She wants to be happy and inspired. So Karen remembers this a long time ago. She said to me, how can I attract team? What did I say, Karen? She's muted.
Sorry, I couldn't find the button for some reason. You said just be happy. So
I said be happy or get happy. Just happy. She's like, what? Yeah. So you know why, you guys? This is what happens. People notice. They're like, I want what she's having. What's she having? What's she having? And it's all vibration. Okay. So the very, very basics of the law of attraction are that You do not attract anything from alignment. You're like, what? You're just telling us to get in alignment. No. Alignment is first. Alignment is the level of connectivity between you and your inner being. Okay. Now, does anyone know what inner being means?
The good one.
The good one. The good one. The good one. Kimmy Z, what's inner being?
When you're happy.
When you're happy. What? But who is your inner being?
I'm sorry. It's your self 6.0. It's your best, it's the best version of yourself.
Right, exactly. So it's that person. So it's exactly what Kimmy Z said and what Tatiana said and what I'm going to say now. And you can call it whatever you want. I call it inner being. I call it inner being and inner critic. Okay. So inner being is the one you're going for, the good one, right? Although the inner being would never call it that because it's not, doesn't separate like that. There is no judgment. But basically, when you feel happy, when you have a thought that makes you feel happy, you're connected with your inner being, okay? So when you wake up in the morning, who has a morning practice? Does anyone have a morning practice? Kimmy Z does, Karen Roby does,
Occasionally.
Alicia does, KG does, Tatiana occasionally. Okay, so I highly recommend that you start a morning practice tomorrow, okay? I would start it today, but it's at noon, so we can't say morning. I would start a practice today. So what that is, see, most people are like, I'm too busy for that. So when I had my yoga studios, I had 5 yoga studios for 16 years. Every day, a myriad of people would say to me, I don't have time for yoga. That's what they would say. And I would say, I don't have time to not practice yoga. And then if they understood that, I would say more. If they didn't, I just moved on. So the reason I don't have time to not do a practice is because it gets me in alignment with my inner being, the good guy, right? And then all the thoughts that are channeling through me are divinely inspired. Karen Roby, I'm answering your question, divinely inspired thoughts. Karen's like, I asked a question, she's not answering, but I am in a longer version. So when I am connected with my inner being, when I am in alignment, I am more powerful, and are you, than millions who are not. Can you hear that? Can you take that in? So a lot of you guys are afraid of your power. You're afraid of how powerful you are. So you make all these excuses and you focus on all the stuff you don't want and you bitch and moan and you get more of the same and you go, why am I not manifesting the good stuff? Because you're sloppy thinkers, right? So the thought that you think all the time is the easiest thought you have. So I tell my coaching clients, you're sloppy thinking, or you're being lazy in your thinking. Lazy just means you're not intentionally choosing what do I want and what am I therefore focusing on. Okay, so backing up to inner being. Morning practice. If you wake up like from 0 to 10, 0 being, depressed, can't get out of bed, 10 being off the wall happy. If you wake up 7, 8, 9, 10, go for it. Just go, do your day. But most people don't. I'm telling you, most people, their cork is pushed under, okay? I personally would do the practice. I actually do wake up pretty in the vortex, not always, but usually. I've been doing this for a long time. I still do the practice. I'm not messing around. I know how my day goes when I practice yoga. And when I do, well, I always do. So it's not worth it to me. So it doesn't have to be yoga. It could be anything. It could be taking a bath. It could be listening to some EDM. It could be listening to Abraham Hicks, who I highly recommend. That's my teacher, Abraham Hicks. Go to YouTube. It's free. It's awesome. It could be going for a walk. It could be playing tennis. Karen Roby loves to play tennis. I doubt you play that early, but whatever you want, but do something, okay? Just to get your cork higher. Then that's how you're starting your day, okay? And then, now I don't swear, so I swear 2 times, and this is one of the times. Then you play the fuck it happy game. Okay.
I love it.
So this is what you do. You go, okay, I did my practice. I listened to some EDM. I danced. I took a bath, whatever. I drank hot tea, meditation. I do it every day. I do it on Zoom every day if you want to join me. 9:30. So you're in your higher place. You're connected with your inner being. You're feeling good. Note that. Okay, I'm at an 8 or a 9 or a 7, whatever. Here's the fuck it happy game, Karen Roby. All day long, every hour or two, I tell my coaching clients to set a timer. Check in. Your timer goes off. What the hell is that timer for? Oh, fuck it happy game. Where am I now? Oh, I'm still at an 8, or I'm still awesome. Goes off again. What's going on? Oh, cool. So it goes off. Oh, crap. I dropped to a 4. What happened? And then you're like, oh, yeah, my boss said this. My mother-in-law did that, or I burnt my pancakes. Whatever it is, here's your job. Here's the other time I'm going to swear. I don't give a shit what's going on. I'm choosing happy. That is one of the most powerful things and choices you can ever make. I don't give a shit what's going on, because you cannot control your circumstances. You can't control other people, what they do, say, none of that. All you can control is you. And you've heard this a million times. Hopefully it sinks in now, but it's real and it's true. So you start out with your morning practice, Karen Roby. Okay, you're happy. You play the fuck it happy game. Set your alarm. It goes off. Okay, I'm still happy. When it's down and you're like, oh crap, I dropped. Write it down. Bring it here next week, or bring it to the huddle, 4 o'clock. I changed the time. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. And we're going to like tap it out. We're going to do EFT. I'll show you what EFT is. And we're going to go, what must I believe to be true to feel blank when my boss, is riding me, or when my mother-in-law says that, or when I burn my pancakes. Okay. Does any of this make sense? Do people have questions?
I have a question.
Go for it. Kimmy Z.
Taylor, what's EDM? You could listen to EDM.
Joe?
Does anyone know what that is?
The varsity reserve, are they playing?
Electronic dance music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electronic dance music.
Or
It's also
fun.
EDM. I also got my EDM from Columbia, by the way, but someone said that in the background, education masters, but it's electronic dance music.
yeah. I
Fun.
couldn't find our boys meet on there today though.
What?
Well, it's the
I didn't hear that.
Greater Metro Conference mini meet.
What? I don't know what's going on. What is this question? Is it in the chat?
No.
Amy, I think she's accidentally off mute and maybe talking in
Yeah.
the back. I don't know.
I think
Okay.
someone's unmuted. Yeah. That's
Okay, I was just confused. Okay. All right. So you wake up in the morning, Karen Roby. Her original questions to everybody, but you get in alignment by doing a morning practice. Remember, think of me, Taylor, saying to all those students over 16 years, they say, I don't have time to do yoga. And they're like flailing about like their lives are a shit show. And I'm like, I don't have time to not do yoga. And I have like 8 million things going on, but I know that that practice is going to bring me into alignment, connected with my inner being, right? Now, what I coach and what I teach is once you're in alignment, okay, and your vibration is high. Now, your vibration comes from 3 things. Does anyone know what they are?
Thoughts,
Thoughts are one.
which create feelings.
Feelings are one. And then what's the first one before thoughts?
beliefs.
Perception.
Yeah, so focus is first. Like, what am I focusing on, right? So you can be on a street with 1,000 other people, and all 1,000 of you have different perceptions of what's going on because of your focus, right? That's just a fact, scientific fact. So what am I focusing on? Okay. So you could have 100 things going really crappy and one thing going well. And if you're a master, you focus on the one thing going well and all the crappy stuff will come around if you ignore it. Okay, give it up to your inner being. Focus on the thing that's going well. If you have 100 things going well and one thing crappy, this is what most of this world does. 99 things going well, one thing crappy. They're focusing on the one crap. Can you believe that she said that? Did he really have to wear that? I can't believe they didn't invite me. She said that bitchy thing. Can you believe that? You will never hear me engage in this conversation ever. Maybe once in a while, I will. And I'll feel like crap afterwards and I'll never do it again for like another year. So don't engage in that because you're just gonna deep dive, right? Into your inner critic. And it's not that you're, gossiping about someone or it's because your inner critic, when you're in your inner critic is critical of you, but also everyone else. So you think it feels fun to gossip or to say negative things. Because it is seductive. Come on, like National Enquirer, like all that crap, it's seductive. But you're sucked into it, but then you feel bad afterwards, right? We all do. You feel like icky, right? And that's why people have issues with social media, honestly, because they go on and then they get competitive and then they start, and so I have a mixed emotions about social media. I feel that it can be used in a really positive way, but I also think people can really suffer from it. So just be mindful of how you are interacting with social media. I've taken like full years off and not even looked at it for that reason, but you don't have to do that. You can go in but anyway, the point is the three things are focus. What's the second thing?
Thoughts.
Thoughts, right? Because you focus on something, then the thoughts come, and the thoughts / perceptions, beliefs, right? It's all kind of one. And then the emotions. So you focus on something, you have a thought based on a perception and a belief, and then you have an emotion. Now that emotion is your vibration and it pulses out. And then boom, whatever pulses out comes right back to you. And then you go, then I ask you, if I'm coaching you, can you acknowledge that this circumstance is a reflection of your vibration? And if you say no, I say we can't work together because it's a waste of your time and money. Until you can acknowledge and take responsibility, you cannot change anything ever. It's just the way it is. So you don't wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, please let the earth spin in its orbit today. Please just let my blood pump through my body and let the sun rise. You just accept all of that shit, right? You're like, yeah, whatever. Maybe the weather you might get a little annoyed at, but mostly you're just well, law of attraction is the same. It's like gravity. It's happening all day long. And if you can look at what's unfolding and go, I did that, and I did that too, you are more powerful than millions. When you blame others, you're screwed.
Well, sometimes you don't get that wisdom until you have a space of time between, depending on how traumatic that thing you attracted was. I know when I first experienced something that was very, very negative and it sent me into a spin, the first thing is to blame the person, which obviously they had evil things in mind. So therefore they were to blame. However, with time, I started to look at where was I to allow this evil person to influence me in the way that they did. So the reflection was, what state of mind, where was my vibration at the time that I allowed this to happen? So yeah, the evil is always out there, but if we're in the right set, in the right place in ourselves, our intuition and our instincts will keep us away, or maybe that person will not even think of using us as a victim because we don't look like we could become one. So, but that took me a few years of studying law of attraction to get that perspective, the first initial reaction when you're hurt or something's been done wrong is to see who the perpetrator is. And then later, it's a little easier to see how I was in the wrong place at the wrong time because of wrong vibration.
Thank you. So, and we are recording this, Tatiana, and it's going to go on YouTube, FYI. Just
Okay.
so no names, people, places, and things. That was, I said that at the beginning. So, thank you for that. I actually personally, now everyone, it's always take what you want, leave the rest. It's not my way or the highway. These are things that I've learned over 50 years of studying this. And you have your own perceptions, and so do I, and everyone deserves, and not deserves, everyone is allowed their own perceptions. I personally don't believe in evil. I believe in people who are in alignment or out of alignment in any moment. So I actually don't believe in groups. And people like to separate this by, what you look like, your skin color, how much money you make, your political, this, that. I believe in any moment, there are two groups. Someone in alignment and someone out of alignment. And if someone is in alignment, they're in the flow and they will be operating from their highest good, and it's always for everyone's highest good. So what I invite you to do, Karen Roby, back to your original question, which was, I want to be happy and inspired in my wine business. So I choose the energy of this moment. Okay. So whether you're sitting down to do, your work for your 9-to-5 job, or your wine business, or cook dinner, although I know your husband does, you're very blessed, and so does mine, or whatever. I choose the energy, right, of this moment. That's a lot of power, my friends. It's a lot of power you have. All right, so this is what you do. You decide how you want to feel. So remember, back to me swearing, you'll laugh because I don't usually swear. So I don't give a shit what's going on. I choose ease. Okay, so everything's like going haywire around you. And when you choose ease, the vibration has to catch up with you. Not vibration, your physical reality will catch up with that, okay? It will catch up. I choose excited. These are things I choose daily. Karen Roby, that would be a good card to write. Karen Roby, I choose excited. I choose calm. So what you're going to hear from people is that they don't have time for this business. I am too busy. I have too much going on, la, 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 la. So who doesn't have so much going on, right? Everyone does. Masters choose calm, and they just choose the excitement. What makes me feel excited right now? Yeah, I have a zillion things going on. What sounds fun right now? That is inner being guidance, okay? Then you're listening, as Tatiana said, to the good guy. How do you know? How you feel. How did you line up with that inner being? Alignment, your morning practice. Do you see how it all goes back to the roots? Okay, so you identify the version of you in the reality you want to experience. Okay, so here's the deal. This is quantum physics. In any moment, there are an infinite number of realities happening now, right now. In this moment, we're all on Zoom together. We're experiencing a certain emotion. We can choose based upon our focus what the next moment is, but there are infinite number of things that could go down. What happens is people live something in their life, and life knocks them down, and they paint it on their canvas, and their canvas behind them is their past. And they take that past and they keep looking back and they keep talking about it. But this happened to me, and this and that, and don't you know, and blah, blah, blah. And they just keep painting that on the canvas in front of them, which is the now. So they seem to derive comfort out of telling this non-serving story. Does that make sense? Yeah. So about, I can never make ends meet, or he always cheats on me, or, men are jerks. My daughter graduated from Brown yesterday. We went out to dinner with a bunch of her friends.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This conversation at the dinner table, oh my God, these girls were just ripping on men. And my boyfriend did this, and I just broke up. And I had to hold my tongue, you guys.
I can imagine.
And they're drinking this crap wine. I'm paying for the whole thing, right? They're like ordering wine and I'm just like, oh no. And my daughter's like, Mom. So I held it together. But your vibrational signature, what vibrational signature are you putting out there? You know what I like to do? I like to pretend that in any moment, just pretend today, the rest of the day, you're on camera. If you have chickens, I have 5 chickens. If you have chickens, they're watching you. If you have friends, you have friends. They're watching you. Neighbors watching, everyone's watching you. How are you going to walk through this day? Right? Are you going to be proud with whatever you do? And if you screw up and you fall down, do you just beat the crap out of yourself? No, you get up and you just try again. Okay, so that's your inner being. Your inner being loves you always, just like I do. I love unconditionally. I tell my best team member that every day. I say, I love you for who you are, not what you do. I never look at my children's grades, never have once. I don't even know how to open them. So you can do this. Everything I want, this is a good one, Karen Roby, is chasing me. So stop chasing the customers, stop chasing the team. You will not find them. They will run from you so fast. Nobody likes desperation. I don't, do you? Like you go into a store and they're like, can I help you? And they're like all over you. I'm like, oh my God, leave me alone, right? So be persistent and confident and choose it. Choose, this is what I want, and then back off energetically, okay? So I'm not saying not to follow up with people, okay, because that's not professional. That's totally unprofessional. I have a guy who's coming to paint something in my house and I got to go chase him down because he's unprofessional, but he's really good, right? But think of that if you ever have that inner critic going like, oh my God, I'm being a nag or whatever it's saying, think of my painter and I got to go like call him right now. All right, guys. So we're stopping right on time because we're really good with time. So thank you for coming on Saturday. Come on Saturday if you want at 4 o'clock, and write down questions and write down some of the struggles you're having this week, okay? Because we'll squash them and we'll tap. So I'm just going to show you really quick what tapping is. You can Google it. This is EFT. Emotional freedom technique. I added one. I added this one right here. And then here, and then here. And that's just unclogging the energetic blocks. That's all it is. It's nothing weird. It's think of like acupuncture. And even if you're just off, you can just kind of stop and tap. I wouldn't do it in front of people. People think you're weird, but whatever. I don't really care what people think.
Taylor, before you ladies go, I just want to tell you something. This is really great. So you probably saw me like talking, but you couldn't hear me the entire time. So I forgot that I had left reach outs with you ladies earlier and the screen was still on, but I have dual screen. So it was here. Okay. So I'm doing my live in front of me here and I'm not kidding you. Of course, I'm not kidding you. I had the most, I can barely put words to it, sparkly, calm, tingling energy through me the entire time. And all of a sudden I hear something in the background and I'm like, oh, well, I have my screen covered. Let me just push mute. I finished the live and I turned this way and I went, oh, the girls are on. I forgot. You ladies gave me the most sincere energy I have ever felt. And I didn't even know you were there. And then I just put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, that's where that feeling came from. So you were here the entire time and I didn't know, but clearly I felt your energy. So thank you.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. Your screen was just blank.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Because otherwise you would have seen me doing all of this. Okay,
No,
great.
we didn't see it. We just saw blank. And I just thought you were like with your chickens.
Amazing. No.
All right, so you guys, I'm just gonna stop the recording. Thank you. That's law of attraction and vibration right there, real time. So I'm stopping the